Verstappen and Russell have sent fierce statements to each other after the Qatar GP, and it looks like the feud is going to be reignited, with Wolff and Horner now joining in the conversation as well. Russell feels like he has been quite disrespected by Verstappen and has opened up one of the most painful topics for Mercedes fans, the 2021 season. But with Verstappen not holding back either, will we see a massive battle between these two when the 2025 season starts? And if so, who will prevail in this highly anticipated battle? It's safe to say that Russell and Verstappen are the hottest topic in the Formula One world right now, and whether we like it or not, the situation has evolved to a degree of no return. There is no doubt that these comments will echo for quite some time in the Formula One world. Russell felt the urge to express himself from the bottom of his heart, saying that Verstappen hasn't found somebody to stand up to him. And when talking about it, he said, "I find it all quite ironic seeing as Saturday night he said he was going to purposefully go out of his way to crash into me and put me on my effing head in the wall. So to question somebody's integrity as a person while saying comments like that the day before, I find it very ironic, and I'm not going to sit here and accept it." People have been bullied by Max for years now, and you can't question his driving abilities, but he cannot deal with adversity. Whenever anything has gone against him, Jeddah 2021, Brazil 2021, he lashes out. Budapest this year, the very first race, the car wasn't dominant, crashing into Lewis, slamming his team. You could easily understand that Russell did not end his statements here, and the fact that he's gone on to talk about what has been said from Verstappen shows that Sky F1 was in the right to talk about being banned if they broadcast what the four-time world champion said to Russell after the stewards' meeting. But this is something that Russell himself said, and when talking about the comments made by Max, which were proven by the way his car was positioned on the starting grid, Russell said, "To me, privately, straight out of the steward's room, Verstappen said, 'I don't know why you would want to screw me like this. I am so disappointed in you. I was going to not even race you tomorrow. I was going to let you by. But now, if I have to, I will purposefully go out of my way to put you on your effing head in the wall.'" So I don't understand why he was so unnecessarily aggressive and violent in that regard. Reports state that Russell had tears in his eyes when talking about the situation, and whether we like it or not, we must agree with the statement of the four-time world champion that the Brit is a different person when he is in front of the media and in the steward's room. When addressing this situation, Verstappen has made a cheeky dig towards his rival, as he said, "It was not that dramatic with the stewards last week. Maybe next week I'll bring tissues." Nevertheless, it's been quite a harmful situation from both sides, because even though it brings drama and something that we can feast on when it comes to the on-track battles, it's still something that raises a question as to whether or not comments of this nature are needed. Russell might have taken it a bit too far when saying that Michael Massey would have feared for his life if the roles were reverted back in 2021, because this is a topic that is quite painful for all the Mercedes fans. And when talking about this to a greater extent, Russell added, "I think Verstappen has been enabled to act as he does because nobody has stood up to him. Lewis stood up to him in 2021 and Lewis lost that championship unfairly. Could you imagine the roles being reversed and Max losing that championship in the manner in which Lewis lost that championship? Massey would be fearing for his life. Some of the recent incidents he has been punished for and also punished himself for, like Mexico with the reckless overtakes and Budapest with the reckless overtake, it is just in the past that he has had such a dominant car that he has not been in this position. I think the FIA is pretty on it now, and I don't think much needs to change from their viewpoint because he is going to punish himself one way or another." But still, saying that Verstappen is a bully who loves to always get things in his own way is something that speaks volumes for you as a driver. And if you are ready to talk the talk, you better be ready to walk the walk. The Brit has been quite open about the situation that he and Verstappen found themselves in, and now that the media knows how he truly feels about Verstappen, he must prove on the track that he is ready to take these battles directly to the Dutchman. The same was tried by Norris this year, but Verstappen has shown why he has won 3 championships before he was challenged for the 4th, and why he clinched the 4th in such a manner with the 3rd fastest car on the grid. Verstappen himself has addressed the situation of Russell's comments, and when talking about the expressions and how he said that he would deliberately drive George into the wall, it aggravated the hell out of him, as he said, "That is not true. I didn't say I would drive him into a wall." He is trying to exaggerate it again. Do you know what else I can't stand? That he attacks me in an unacceptable way with the stewards and then comes back a day later as if nothing is wrong and slaps me on the shoulder. Then I think, stay away for a while. He makes up all kinds of things that are not true. With me, you always get the same. Here at home with the stewards, I don't change. You can't say that about everyone, but I'm not surprised by that with Russell. And the bully comments haven't been accepted with ease either. Verstappen is a man who likes to stand true to his words, and when talking about Russell's stance and whether or not he truly is a bully on the track, the Dutchman was sober enough to admit that everyone has a right of opinion, but he is here to state the obvious facts. Furthermore, he added, "Yes, that is okay, but George is a backstabber, that he brings all this stuff up. He is just a loser. He lies and pastes all kinds of things together that are not true. I only gave my opinion about his behaviour with the stewards. He is clearly not into that. What he said about 2021, that is how it went down with the stewards. He insinuates a lot of things that don't make sense." As you would usually expect with any other situation, the team bosses would naturally be involved in this as well. And yep, this is something that has been criticised by Horner and Wolff. Horner has gone on to say that the penalty in Qatar was given mostly because of the way Russell had been hysterical over this question, and this comment was truly offensive to Toto Wolff, who decided to remain neutral at first, but has gone on now to heavily criticise the comments of Horner, saying that he has no business interfering in something that shouldn't be discussed by people outside Russell and Verstappen's circle. When addressing the comment of Horner, saying that Russell has been hysterical, Wolff said, "This is a thing between drivers. This is between George and Max, and I don't want to get involved in that. But if the other team principal calls George hysterical, this is where he crosses a line for me. He is not into intellectual psychoanalysis, but that is quite a word. How dare you comment on the state of mind of my driver?" As a team principal, it's important to be a sparring partner for your drivers, and that means explaining that things can be more nuanced. Statements that are absolutistic, thinking that everything is either 100% wrong or 100% right, are something I think need to be more nuanced, depending on your perception and your perspective. And at the end, why does Horner feel entitled to comment about my driver? How does that come? Yapping little terrier. Always something to say. All in all, a very interesting season awaits for us in 2025, and there seems to be a big rivalry brewing right in front of our eyes. But for Russell to challenge Verstappen for the race wins, he would have to beat his teammate Antonelli first. This is why the situation in Mercedes is a bit more difficult than usual, and with all of the comments left on the table, do you think that this rivalry is going to live again from 2025 onwards? And furthermore, do you think that Russell was in the right to open the 2021 book that everybody has different feelings about? Let us know what you think in the comments below.